Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to answer a very uniquely worded question from a viewer. And not only do I want to answer it, I would love to hear your all's answers after I answer it. So keep that in mind that at the end of this little segment, I'm going to ask you to answer the question also. The question was, what is the worst reason I use to rationalize one of the worst guns I own? In other words, what is a gun that I consider a bad gun or just a bad choice of guns that I use a bad reason to justify buying it? Rationalize owning it. Well, you would think that might be a hard question, but for me, it's not a hard question at all. As far as what gun it is, well, it's the FN57, like you see right here. Now, I have owned 3 of these. I owned it once, sold it, owned it again, took it back and left it in West Virginia, and it ended up being seized by a family member for their own personal use. So I ended up not having one for a long time, but then I had to go get another one because I was kind of missing it in my collection. Now, why do I think it's a bad gun? Well, I don't think it's necessarily a bad gun. I just don't think it's a good gun. And since it's not good and I don't really own bad guns, I probably own 1 or 2 guns that I would say are worse, like a Beretta Pico or something. But as far as overall being not the best gun, this is it. And there's reasons for that, like I say. For one, I'm not a big polymer fan. This is the most polymer gun I've ever owned. Not only is the frame polymer, but the very chinsily made, I should say, slide is also encased in polymer. So it just feels like you're holding a big toy gun. It doesn't really make it seem expensive or high-end, having so much polymer on it. That's another issue with it. It's also expensive. Even though it doesn't feel high-end, it costs high-end. This is over a $1,000 gun. Well over. So not a cheap gun. That really makes the difference. The Pico's cheap as hell. This is expensive for a gun that I don't think is all that great. However, my biggest problem with the gun is probably the caliber. 5.7 by 2.8. It's just not a great caliber to me. I think it's a caliber that was an answer for a question that didn't exist, although I find it hard to say that even because I don't think that caliber answers any questions, even if you made up the question. I just don't think it's a great caliber. It's good, I guess, if you want to throw a lot of pebbles down range, but I just don't think it's any more effective than any other round that could do the same things it does. A lot of people will say, oh, but it'll penetrate body armor, soft body armor. Well, it will, especially if you get the right ammo, but so will 9mm solid copper solid copper ammo, like Underwood and Fort Scott. I've proven it on video that they will penetrate soft body armor and leave a bigger hole doing it. So I don't see why I would choose this round over a 9mm. Even though it does have high capacity, that's another argument people make for this gun. They're like, but it holds 20 rounds. Well, yeah, but my Beretta holds 17 rounds of 9mm, and I'd much rather have 17 rounds of Fort Scott solid copper ammo in my carry gun than I would 20 rounds of FN57. It just isn't that effective of a round. It gives up too much in too many categories, and you don't get 3 more rounds is not enough to justify the weaknesses of the round. So just don't think it's a really good choice for anything. Unless for some reason you absolutely have to have 20 rounds, but then I'd say, carry your Beretta and 3 more rounds in your pocket. But another thing, I've had reliability issues with them in the past. And I know a lot of other people that have also. But I know a lot of people that have had no issues with theirs. And I can honestly say I've never had any issues with this one, my newest one. I didn't really have any issues with the second one either because I never owned it long enough to have issues with it. Because I'd only owned it like 2 months when I took it back to West Virginia. But the first one I had issues. So that always kind of tainted me against the gun. But I've always still wanted one, obviously, since I've owned 3 of them. So now we're to the what is the stupid reason that I own it? Well, that's simple. They use it on Battlestar Galactica. Starbucks got one. What better reason could you have for wanting it than that? I mean, they put some little upside down triangular thing on the front of the rail, but other than that, they don't modify the gun. They give it a little bit of a paint job, but the gun itself is still just a pure FN957. And that's one of the things I love about it. It's kind of futuristic looking. And like I said, Starbucks got one. They use it in Battlestar Galactica. The reboot, not the original one, with Dirk Benedict and all those people. But what better reason could you have than that? Well, lots of other better reasons when you're choosing a gun that's probably for carry. So I realize that's a stupid reason for wanting it, but it's a good enough reason for me, and that's why I have it. So what's your answer now that you've heard mine? What is what you consider a gun that's probably not worth owning, but for one weird reason or another, you justify it because it means enough to you that you rationalize that purchase or the ownership of that gun? I look forward to hearing your answers in the comment section below. With that being said, I want to move on here. And as most of you out there know, the main reason I do a channel is to help out animals and veterans whenever we can, especially if we can help out a member of the channel and the community while we're doing it. Well, one of our members of our community has a little dog. His name is Bento, which isn't that like for beans or farts or something? I don't. It sounds like something that would be for beans or something like that. But as you can see, Bento here is injured. You really can't see it in the picture, but take my word for it, he's injured. I've seen the vet estimates. And he's going to need surgery. How he got injured, I'm not really sure. I assume by looking at him that it was either pit fighting or, bull baiting or something like that. But he needs surgery. It's going to be a little under $2,000. I told him we're going to help out if we can. So I'm going to set it up over on tympistolproject.com. We do these every now and then. And I am going to take donations to help him. It's all going to go straight to his surgery, Bento's surgery, not the owner's surgery, Bento's surgery. If you go over there and donate, for every $10 you donate, you're going to get a thank you from me. And then at the end of the time frame, it's only going to be a few days, I think, because it's not a huge amount of money, but it's going to take a few days to raise it. At the end of the time frame, I'm going to choose one thank you. If you've got 5 thank yous, it might be one of yours chosen. If you got one, it might be yours chosen. And that person, I'm going to send an extra thank you. I'm going to actually sacrifice my own little Sig Sauer P238 HD, the stainless version, for someone out there. It's a great little carry gun in 380. So I'll be sending that out to somebody at the end as a thank you. But also, when you're donating, I want to let people know if you donate $20, I'm going to send every one of you that donates $20 one of the K9 unit patches that I have left over from over a year ago. These only go to people who help out with an animal charity. That's the only way you can get these. I don't sell them. So if you didn't get one before by signing up to help out with one of the animal charities or being a patron at the for the animal charity tier, you can't get one of these. You can't buy them, but if you donate $20 to this cause, I will send you one. If you donate $50, I'll send you one of the pins that you can only get by donating $50 to a worthy animal cause. You can't buy these either. There's also a gold one from last year. I'll send you one of those too, so you'll have 2 pins. And if anyone donates $100, I'll send you both pins in the patch. But don't feel obligated to spend that much money. Believe me, these aren't worth it. They're about, I think, $15 each for the pins and $15 for the $12 for the patch. So you're looking at $42 worth of stuff. But like I said, it's not the point that you're buying the stuff. It's that you're helping out an animal in need, especially the pet of one of our own. So going over to tympistolproject.com, and like I said, for every $10 you donate, you'll get a thank you, and then I'll draw from those thank yous at the end. That person will receive a P238 HD. And also, everyone who donates $20 gets a patch. $50 gets a pin, and if I can find enough to send 2 pins with them all, I will. And if you donate $100, you'll get the new pin, the old pin, and the patch. So go on over, donate, help out a little puppy in need, and like I said, I will give you a thank you for every $10 you donate. All right, everybody, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the chat, and I hope you come back again tomorrow. Until then, I just want to remind everyone, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.